Hey team, welcome back. So, in this episode, I'm going to dive right into it because if you've been following along, it could be confusing. You could be like, what is going on? What is happening? And what is going on is something called coercive control. Now, what I've talked about on my platforms is all of the things that all of these different people got together and did behind my back. And it all stems from the first boyfriend that I ever had when I was 18, who was a liar, a cheater, and a beater. But he didn't really put his hands on me more than once because we got into it. And I think he realized, like, she could fight back. Yeah, I can. And I started carrying weapons around on me at that time. I always had a knife on me just in case because he loved to stalk me. And I started learning how to shoot and went to the gun range and had lessons because if this man pops up on me, he won't be putting his hands on me again. And we won't be doing that cycle of domestic violence over here. Absolutely not. So part of what all of this is coercive control. In coercive control, your abusers, which always stems from domestic violence. So, I met him when I was 18, when I was still in high school. And then we broke up for the final time when I was 21. He moved back to Nebraska. And at first, he begged me to go with him because he saw that I didn't care that he was moving. That was supposed to hurt my feelings, and I was supposed to beg him to stay, but I didn't. And then he got back together with one of his ex-girlfriends that he was always cheating on me with and started telling me about it, thinking that would make me jealous. And I'd come back to him, and it didn't. And then he got her pregnant, and him and Jordan, said her name because she's part of this too. They had a child together, and he thought that was going to make me jealous and come running back, and that didn't either. And then she started calling and texting me. So this is what you call triangulation. You know, he pits you against the other female that he's dealing with in the hopes that you two will fight over him. It boosts the ego, and then they have that control of your emotions and things of that nature. But when she started calling and texting me, I put a hard stop to that. And I was like, he's yours. I don't want him back. And I don't call and text him. He calls and texts me. And I wish you the best of luck because with the two of you as the parents of your child, you're going to need it. And then I told her, don't you ever call or text me ever again. And I never heard from her ever again. So when you're in these situations and you put your foot down and you refuse to be a victim, then they go past everything. So he didn't have control over me, my life, or anything. I was never big on social media, so he didn't know what I was doing. And then in 2017, 2018, I got on LinkedIn and then from there, he knew where I worked and what I did. So what he would do is reach out them because it became a network of people because he was always talking so poorly about me and playing the victim as though I was doing things to him. He turned family members against me, which is what they do. My mother-in-law, my stepson. He turned coworkers and colleagues against me at Live Ops, who helped him spread around those rumors. And then when I went to the Phoenix Suns and Mercury, it started all over again. And then after the Phoenix Suns and Mercury, I worked at State Farm for almost 2 years, something like that. And it started there too. So coercive control is when they can't have you, you've broken the chains, so now they're going to do everything to control your life, but from a distance. They're going to try to get you fired from your job to financially hurt you, make sure you don't get another job. If you do, they're going to start the same thing at that job because they want to make sure to torture you and that you have no money. They want to make sure that your kids are taken away from you and that they can get custody. Because again, these people said that I had children with them and I didn't. So all of this is part of coercive control. And in the next episode, I'm going to go into detail about the things these people have done. And we'll talk more about it in the next episode.